Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the 2025 Thunderfire SC2 All-Star Invitational Day number 2. I'm of course Joseph VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and of course by our hosts as well. Let's go. Let us go. Welcome one and all. Again, it has been far too long. Unfortunately, again, we were live yesterday. We tried to cover Rongi Cup, but unfortunately, lobbies were full and we were not able to cover the Rongi Cup finals. We should be able to cover that though in the next couple of days. Hopefully sometime this week. We can cover said finals. Meanwhile, we're here to catch up with Thunderfire. If you recall, we did cover day 1 of the Thunderfire Invitational live, but day 2 we were unavailable. Unfortunately, other things had come up IRL, so I was unable to cover said events, but now we're here to catch up on day 2. Let's go. For those that don't know, this was a massive tournament. This event is a bit of a celebration. It's a celebration of the return of the Chinese server. For those who don't know, the communications and partnerships between Netease and Blizzard did break down a couple of years ago, and when that occurred, Netease, they stopped supporting, and they stopped, obviously all the Chinese servers for the Blizzard games did stop, for Overwatch, for Diablo, for WoW, for StarCraft, and for quite some time that we never had them. We never had those servers, and recently, last year, we saw Blizzard and Netease renegotiate, start back up their partnership, and now their servers are back, and this is a way to celebrate that event. Now, day 1, we did cover all the quarterfinals. As you can see here, the quarterfinals did conclude, and now we have the semis onwards. We have Hero versus Solar alongside Clem versus Raynor. They're going to be facing off in the semifinals. Likewise, we also have some show matches. If you were here for day 1, you would know that we did cast Sue versus Innovation. It was a lot of fun. Sue versus Innovation, they played in a best of 3. We also had Scarlet versus SOS. So we had 2 fun show matches, legend show matches, if you will, and we'll be having the same here tonight with MMA versus DRG and Oliveira versus Rogue. Bearing in mind, this is not the return of these players. This isn't the return of MMA or DRG or Oliveira. Sorry. But this isn't their return to competitive play. They're just back for this show match, for this celebratory event. Speaking of MMA, take it away, Pat. Take it away. Actually, I think this is better than me. There we go. But it's been years since MMA competed, and yo, they got the DRG intro as well. It's the one true dong, papi. Let's go. Adjust those glasses. Beautiful. Yeah, again, it's been years since MMA has competed. DRG, he's of course a more recent competitor. DRG, he did quote-unquote retire last year. So DRG, he has been more active for a lot longer. So coming into this show match, DRG is the heavy favorite. Unfortunately, like these two players, like they're not quite the same when it comes to how long they've been away from StarCraft. Again, DRG has been around in more recent years. MMA has been going for a very long time. Right, of course, the event is in Chinese, and we do have a Korean translator, but unfortunately, it's all in Korean/Chinese. Also, I do apologize if the audio is very low. I'm trying to boost it. I'm trying to boost the audio up as much as I can, but unfortunately the clean feed audio was very, very low here for this event, so quite limited in audio levels.
지금 그 문성원 선수랑 박수호 선수 대전을 이렇게 짠 이유가 어떤 건지 혹시 계시나요?
그 블리자드컵 결승 때문에 그렇지 않을까 싶어요. 네.
我认为应该是复刻了那个暴雪嘉年华那一场决赛。
2011年的那一场比赛，当时是一个 BO7，两位选手在场上是打好打满，战至最后一局，当时是3-4惜败。那今天来到了我们中国杭州的线下，想不想改写一下当年的结局？
지금 그 블리자드컵에서 3대4로 이렇게 아쉽게 패배를 하셨잖아요. 그 오늘 이 경기장에서는 혹시 그 복수할 수 있을지요?
네, 그 경기가 아직까지도 안 잊혀지는데 오늘 승리해서 기분 좋게 끝내겠습니다.
其实那场比赛到现在还是历历在目的，希望今天我可以改写比分。
哇，我们的两位传奇选手会为我们再一次上演精彩对决。那接下来就要把画面交给我们最专业的解说席了。
스타크래프트 플레이어로 활동하다가 은퇴하고 지금 다시 레전드 초청으로 돌아온 MMA 문성원이라고 합니다.
네, 안녕하십니까. 저는 저그 프로게이머로서 활동을 했던 DRG 박수호입니다. 뭐 은퇴하고 나서는 사실 게임을 많이 안 했는데 이번에 이거 초청 받고 나서 그래도 이제 이기고 싶어가지고 게임 한번 오랜만에 하긴 했습니다.
메시지를 받고 나서부터 이제 스타투를 연습을 했는데요. 그걸 준비하다가 좀 많이 힘들 것 같아서 다른 특별한 걸 준비했습니다. 그건 경기 때 보여드리겠습니다. 일단 기대보다 이제 좀 염려가 됐고요. 왜 염려가 됐냐면 나이가 먹고 다시 게임을 한다는 것 자체가 굉장히 힘든 일인데 내가 이 선수 때의 퍼포먼스를 다시 연습해서 보여줄 수 있을까? 라는 생각이 가장 컸었던 것 같아요. 그리고 그만큼 경기력을 올려서 팬들한테 그런 경기력을 보여줄 수 있으면 좋겠다라는 생각을 하고 왔습니다.
게이머 선수들도 되게 오랜만에 봐가지고 대회를 안 나온 지 거의 한 1년이 다 돼가는 것 같은데 게이머 선수들 보니까 좋았고 또 이렇게 중국에 와가지고 생각보다 무대가 커가지고 이런 무대에서 또 많은 팬분들 앞에서 경기할 수 있는 것 자체가 되게 기쁜 일인 것 같아요.
네, 여기 오자마자 이제 선수 대기실 갔다가 바로 무대로 가서 한번 봤거든요. 근데 제가 생각했던 것보다 관중석도 크고 여기에 팬분들이 다 꽉 찬다는 생각에 이 레전드 매치가 아니라 현역 선수로 뛰고 있으면 얼마나 좋을까라는 생각이 들더라고요.
근데 성원이 형이랑도 되게 초창기에 여러 대회, 해외 대회도 같이 많이 다녔었고 또 그 블리즈컵이라는 결승 무대에서 진짜 아쉽게 졌던 기억이 그 샤쿠라스 고왕인데 그 기억이 아직도 남아있어가지고 성원이 형과의 그런 스토리가 또 제 기억에 많이 남는 것 같아요. 개인적으로 결승한 지가 거의 한 15년 돼가는 것 같거든요. 근데 아직도 제 기억에는 그 패배가 잊혀지지 않아가지고 이번 무대에서 그래도 저는 최근까지 현역 선수로 활동했으니까 완벽하게 서력을 할 수 있지 않을까 싶습니다. 중국 팬분들 앞에서 이렇게 경기하게 돼서 영광이고 또 그 상대가 MMA 선수여서 저의 패배 서력을 할 수 있는 기회와 함께 제 마지막 오프라인 무대가 될 수도 있을 것 같은데 또 영광스러운 피날레를 한번 장식하도록 하겠습니다.
제가 지금 이제 은퇴하고 레전드 매치 이제 다시 연습을 하면서 느낀 거는 몸이 안 따라줘서 그렇지 몸만 잘 따라줬으면 저도 계속 했었을 것 같거든요. 그만큼 게임 자체가 이제 재밌게 만들어진 것 같고 팬분들이 보시기에도 이제 즐거운 것 같아요. 祝大家新年快乐，越来越好。
新年快乐，马上有钱。
Yo, they're flexing their Chinese. But much love to DRG and MMA for giving us some words there towards the end, discussing their retirement, discussing returning to StarCraft after such a long break as well. Great to hear from the two of them after so long, especially MMA. As DRG even mentioned, DRG has been around, or he only recently retired last year, so he has been competing a lot more recently. So I do feel like DRG does have that advantage over MMA. But I said the same thing about Sue and Innovation, and Innovation played really well. Like Innovation, he popped off in his show match. I was very, very shocked and surprised by how well Innovation was prepared and how well he performed against Sue. So we'll see. We'll see if that also occurs here. I'm curious to see how they do perform against each other. We'll see, we'll see. Also, I do see C4 Shap in the chat. Is the original broadcast somewhere on Twitch or YouTube, or is it exclusive Chinese content? I mean, when it comes to the original broadcast, we did live cast the first day. Unfortunately, we weren't able to live cast day number 2 at the time. I think maybe Rotterdam, maybe Wardy or Steadfast or some of the other casters were able to cover it live. But we were the quote-unquote official. There's no official English broadcast. It was all just community coverage, like community coverage of ourselves, Wardy, Rotterdam, Steadfast, all the community casters. So we were all covering in English. When it comes to the Chinese stream, that's specifically on like Douyu, right? Douyu on what's the other one? I almost said Bing. No, not Bing. Bilibili. That's it. Like sites like Bilibili, sites like Douyu. That's where like the Chinese broadcast would be. But we are getting ready. Yo, shout to XY and shout to Cyan. Let's go, let's go. Didn't know it was a replay. Thanks. Oh, yes. We casted day 1 live, but this is a replay cast just because we unfortunately were unable to cover day 2 at the time. Yo, we got some old GSL Cup, like the footage. 2011 GSL Blizzard Cup. 15 years ago. Crazy. God, seeing the old UI, crazy. Can't believe you had to play without WSS Game Heart. Slayers MMA. This is of course pre-Axiom, pre-Acer. This is before I was around, or like I was only watching like Husky videos on YouTube and HD StarCraft and stuff like that. I didn't start watching live StarCraft until Heart of the Swarm. Yeah, a long time ago. Yo, we got our accolades here. 2014 Rebel Battlegrounds Global, I recall that. 2012 WCS Global Finals. 2011. They should have had his second place at BlizzCon more recently. 2012 GSL Season 1 Champion. MLG Winter. IPL 5. All from over 10 years ago. Yo, we have our Vitos. As a reminder, this is going to be best of 3. Best of 3. Yo, is it Loser's Pick? It might be Loser's Pick. Okay. No Vitos. But yeah, shout out to SC Boys, shout out to Netease. Again, for bringing this event together. It's like it's like a $50,000 prize pool, like massive prize pool, big offline venue. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Ruby Rock, we do have the South Korean Terran player. It is MMA. Give us the fanfare. And in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg player. It is DRG, Dong Rei Gu. Let's go. I love it. But here we go. Again, it has been years since MMA has competed. DRG, a little bit more recent, so coming into this, DRG is going to be a heavy favorite when it comes to his builds, when it comes to his play. At the same time, MMA did say in his interview that he was practicing quite often, quite frequently leading up to this event. So he has put in the work, he has put in the effort. It makes sense. There's a massive prize pool on the line as well. So MMA, he did do his due diligence, but we'll see. We'll see how he does compare. Innovation did surprise us in his performance against 2, we'll see how MMA performs against DRG. Whether we go for some more old school kind of builds, whether we go for something more modern as well. I know that MMA, I want to say he was interviewed for the GLHF, the Good Luck Have Fun documentary series by Zombie Grub, and MMA, he was talking about how he was watching EWC. He was watching Clem's run. MMA, he still does keep in touch with StarCraft and with modern StarCraft as well. Doesn't necessarily play it, but he was watching it, and on top of that, because of that, he does have a bit of an idea as to how the meta is unfolding nowadays. I got it, dang. What I was gonna say is he's good friends with Crank. He's good friends with Crank. He's good friends with Ryung. Crank and Ryung nowadays have. I mean, Crank has been, you know, the Korean caster for quite some time. Ryung has been casting a little bit more as of late, so I'm sure he tunes in. I don't think he's hopped on for a bit of a guest cast, unfortunately. I'm sure he would if they asked, to be honest. I would love to see MA jump on with Crank and Ryung again. But yeah, I'm sure like he still keeps in touch. They're good friends for a very, very long time. All three of them, they were on Slayers together, of course. Back in the day, they lived together for a lot of years when it comes to Axiom and Axiom Acer. So I'm sure he's been able to keep in touch. Yeah. But now the Reaper does dip in. Nice pick. Oh no! Very nice pickup. One drone goes down, and he gets away with a 2 HP Reaper. Behind this is setting up for what looks to be a 1-1-1. We have the reactor on the way, factory for an add-on swap into reactor Hellion. But do we go for a 3rd TC or do we go for a Starport? Ooh, Starport follow-up. So a straight up 1-1-1 out of MMA. This is an older build. This is a rarer build nowadays. Not unseen though. Again, if you've been watching Clem, for example, especially Clem versus Cyril, Clem versus Raynor, Clem versus Zerg last year in 2024, coming into 2025, in the previous meta, we did see this quite a lot to punish greedy Zerg players. So we'll see if MMA can punish. We'll see if he commits even harder. He does pick off the creep tumor. Once again, MMA, calm down. Nice damage here with the Reaper. The crowd popping off as well. And it's going to be on DRG to recognize how aggressive MMA is being. If I didn't emphasize it, remember, MMA, he's not going for a 3rd TC. He's delaying his 3rd base in favor of a faster Starport, in favor of faster Banshees and more Hellion production. This is going to hit quite hard, and this can even hit with an armory with Hellbats. So it's on DRG to confirm. The Overload is on the way, as DRG is slipping in. At the same time, MMA, he does poke in across the map. He gets eyes on the would-be third base, 3rd hatchery. Ooh, and the Marine is on patrol, but out of position. Yeah, the Marine is not quite in position to deny the Overlord Scout. We do have a Stim on the way, still on 2 bases, still no 3rd TC. MMA, he has the money for it, by the way. Another Rax. 2 base all in. Okay. 2 base all in out of MMA. If you remember, we actually did see these kind of builds by Innovation. Innovation was also going for this like hyper aggressive sort of play. Hellbats, you know, early 2 base all ins, like 2 base committed play. We saw something similar out of Innovation. I mean, hey, these two were teammates for a long time. It's possible that they did kind of rely upon each other when it comes to practicing. MMA, yo, what's up? He says hi. And we get a full scout. Now, this is crucial. DRG now sees the mass amount of Raxes. He doesn't quite confirm the lack of CC, but seeing the progression of those Raxes should be enough of a tell, and he responds with a Roach Warren. Now the question becomes, can DRG get into Roach production in time for the Stim? For the timing, for the 2 base all-in. As Roach Warren is still on the way. Meanwhile, Stim is almost done, and May, he's gearing up for his move out. Still gearing up. Tank production has begun. Hope you're well. Now we're good. I just got too excited, baby. I just got too excited. It's all good. Bearing in mind there's no armory. There's no armory, but there's 2 more Raxes. Jesus. Getting up to a 7 Rax setup. 7 Raxes for MMA. Hellions, they peel off towards the left-hand side. Banshees towards the main base. And the main army for MMA is still building up. Just poking in. Bearing in mind 2 Banshees, they can one-shot drones. He gets 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 drones go down, not bad. Gets 3 workers. Denies mining in the main base. And MMA, he will soon pull the trigger. He will soon commit. Yeah, so far picking up more drones. Let's go. 3 more, 6 in total. So 6 drone kills. Oh! Banshee does sustain a lot of hits. And again, the all-in is coming. The all-in is coming. The Roach Horn is done by now. The question becomes, how many Roaches do we have? DRG, he has been massing up, but we have more Ravagers being morphed in, more Roaches as well. Here we go, it's all or nothing for MMA. At this point, I would even say it's wise to pull the boys. Pulling the boys against Zerg is often unseen against Ling Bane because of how powerful Banelings are when it comes to shutting that sort of play down. But remember, there's no Banelings for DRG. SCVs can actually do a surprising amount of damage and can do quite well buffering against Roaches. But last, as you can see here, we do hit with the all-in. The SCVs are nowhere to be found. They're being kept at home, and he does commit off the ramp. Ooh. Biles, they do connect. Gets the first tank. Nice pickup. First tank goes down. Nice arc. Nice concave here by DRG. Yeah, just collapsing on the army. Going for the final tank. Remember, there was only 2 tanks. The tank goes down, and with that, the all-in is failing. Yeah, MMA, he gets completely shut down here, and he is not built for a longer game. He's not set up for it. There's no third CC. There's no follow-up. True. The shade, Bobby. The shade. Calm down, Bobby. Calm down. If you're watching for day 1, Innovation did something very similar. He also went for a 2-base all-in against Sue, and he did beat Sue with it. But DRG, oh my god, calm down, Bobby, calm down. As he is going to commit in, he will knock down the depots, and he's pushing further into the main base. Meanwhile, big shout out to Sal, big shout out to Upper Tree. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream, hope you had a great ladder session, hope you had a great time, and welcome one and all to the Thunderfire All-Star SC2 tournament, day number 2. Bearing in mind this is a replay cast, we did cast day 1 live, but we were unavailable for day 2. So we're catching up on day 2 as we speak. This is a Legends show match between MMA and DRG. DRG throwing some shade at MMA, saying that he is not Innovation. And MMA is in a rough position. He's in a very rough position. For those that are just tuning in and maybe missed the first part of the game, MMA went for a 2-base all-in. He went for a 7-rack setup on 2 bases. 7 racks, 2 bases, went for the all-in, and DRG scouted ahead of time, was ready with Roach Ravager, and biled down the first 2 tanks. He biled down the tanks, he shut down the bio, and that is why we see DRG almost maxed. That is why we see MMA at half the army supply. As MMA does go for the drop, does pick up 2 queens. Not bad. Does manage to catch a couple of queens. But again, MMA, things looking very dire here for the Terran. Looking dire. He's going for some lib harass in towards the main base. He's building up here outside of the 3rd. And DRG is just teching. Hive is on the way. Does he need it? No, he doesn't. But sure. Taking up into Hive. From here, he can work towards Ultras or just Vipers even. Haven't tuned in for a little while. How are the bunnies doing? Oh, the bunnies are doing okay. They're recovering. Bunnies are recovering. We do have another vet visits in a couple of days. Wednesday. This Wednesday, going to the vet to figure out what to do next. But right now they're okay. They're okay. But not out of the woods yet. Not out of the woods yet. But now though, again, MMA still amassing. So Massing still trying to build up for a second wave. DRG, he's been maxed for quite some time. I feel like DRG, I mean, we should be trading. Our Zerg player here, he's building up a bank, should be trading with MMA. Otherwise, this force can be quite threatening and can actually potentially kill. As here comes the second all-in. Ultra Cavern gets thrown down. MMA, he does push right through the center. At the same time, Lings, they do counterattack. They hit the natural. Yeah, CVs are going to go down. Again, MMA, he was already all in. This time he's got 4 tanks. Yeah, he's got a heavy tank count. Heavy mana marauders as well. Nice biles. Does get the first tank. 1 tank goes down. Banelings are morphing in. And MMA, his tanks are just too far back. Like, he's trying to engage here, but what? 2-3 tanks aren't able to fire. Denies the upgrades. Not bad. +2 carapace is denied. Banelings now morphing in. We have some Vipers on the way as well. And DRG just has to take it slow. Just take it slow. Time is on his side. Just spending more resources, collapsing on the army, files down another tank, and we're just running out of bio. Yeah, there's barely any Marines left, barely any Marauders. Bailings, it's a bit of an awkward engage here by DRG. The Bailings that were stuck behind the army, well, there we go, they collapse on the bio, another tank goes down, and this is the final units here of MMA. Again, he's crippled back at home. He was all in, he just lost 20 SCVs. And MMA, what did he really achieve with that push? He denied +2. He denied +2, he traded with the army, but no critical economic damage, didn't knock down any bases, didn't get into any mineral lines. And now we have Ultras on the way. Production has begun. Show the empty medevacs, let's go. Empty medevacs doing what they can. MMA stimming in towards bottom left. And again, DRG is just being very passive here. Like, if he wanted to, I feel like he could break the third. He could move out, he could break the third base. I believe he has 2 Vipers. He has 2 Vipers. His Ultra upgrades are still on the way. +2 was heavily delayed. Or was denied. And here he comes. Yeah, here comes DRG. From here, just collapsing in the army. Again, MMA's out of position. He has built up a force, to be fair. He has built up. And here we go. Wave 3. Round 3 here for MMA. Does kill an expansion. Ultras are coming in from behind MMA. He has to get the hell out of here. Does land a power bomb. Yeah, massive problem here on the medevacs. GG gets called, and DRG will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Hold on, I will change the in-game text. Observer. Clean feed. So I am not observing. Beautiful. But GG well played. Again, winding it back, MMA, he went for a big 2-base all-in, 7 Raxes, 2 bases. The all-in did fail. The all-in was also scattered ahead of time. But once it failed, that was game. That was game then and there. We saw that the game progressed. And MMA, he was able to get his 3rd base, build up towards a 2nd push and a 3rd push. But each push consecutively after the first one was weaker and weaker. And we saw, again, he just kind of ran out of steam, did peter out towards the end. Oh, did peter out. GG. GG, well played. DRG does take a lead in the series, and we'll see if MMA can bounce back or if DRG can close it out. Bearing in mind, this is a best of 3. It's going to be a best of 3 here between our 2 players. And I believe it was Lucius' pick. We didn't actually get eyes on the vetoes here. Oh, let's go. Didn't get eyes, but there we go. Map 2 is going to be on Winter Madness. Okay, we go from one of the smaller maps into one of the larger maps. Winter Madness is going to be coming up next. Larger map. I appreciate that DRG still has his custom keyboard as well with his keycaps. Much love, much love. I miss MMA's WASD keyboard. True, true. Means the literally players love to slash dance. That's not necessarily true. What are you on about? But here we go. Here we go. We're getting into game number 2. And in the top left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. It is MMA. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Zerg. The red Zerg, it is DRG. Beautiful. Also, as we get into this, a big shout out to Shirag in the chat for subscribing for 7 months. 7 months. The cranky for a bench. Get some rest, baby. Get some rest. But yes, thank you so much for subscribing. Once again, hope you enjoyed the content, hope you enjoyed the casting, hope you enjoyed the StarCraft as we are diving back into our Legends show match. MMA versus DRG. Again, a rematch from many years gone by. And we'll see how MMA will adjust. Remember, game 1, he went for a 2-base all-in, did fail, did get scouted. Game 2, do we go for another all-in, or do we have something different up our sleeves? Now, coming into Winter Madness, I am opposed to 2-base all-ins. This is a larger map, longer rush distance by ground, so all-ins are weaker, typically, on this map. Technically, you can try to catch your opponent off guard and try to catch them unawares, just because it's less common to see an all-in, so there are some exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, I would like to see something different here by MMA. Maybe some more macro play. We could even see Mech. True, MMA, he was a Mech enjoyer back in the day, so Mech is going to be on the table, more standard bio play is going to be on the table. We'll see. We shall see. DRG, in my mind, is going to be more of a reactive player here. He did go Roaches last game, but he went Roaches as a reaction to what he scouted. So we could see Ling Bane instead. We could even see Muta play, which has been more frequent, which has been more common in recent times. Oh, hello. That's a second Rax. Never mind. Second Rax out of MMA. He's third Rax. Oh my god. So I was going to say he's going for a 2-1-1. He's going for a third Rax. He's going for a 3 Rax follow-up. Maybe even a 4 Rax. Maybe even another 2-base all-in. But this time it's going to hit a lot faster. As Reaper does poke in. Reaper does arrive. No, he gets surrounded. Oh my god. Calm down. Very nice round there by DRG. There's the question mark. And he's like, what the hell? You can see DRG having a good time laughing there on cams. For those that are curious, the Z keycap, that's like laughing in Korean. But yeah, with that, DRG, he does shut down the scouting, and we do see extra Raxes. It is 4 Rax, so it's going to be a 2-base all-in. It's going to be a 4 Rax. Now, yes, both game 1 and game 2, 2-base all-ins, but they are very different in their nature. Here, MMA, he's going for a mass bio stim timing. This is going to hit faster because we're not waiting for medevacs, we're not waiting for tanks, we're not waiting for any other high-tech units. We're going pure marine. It's a pure bio, I should say. You can mix in a couple of marauders depending on the gas income here, but it's going to be pure bio going across the map. Now, this also is a little bit delicate because every stim is going to kill you, right? There's no medevacs. Remember, there's no factory, there's no starport, there's no medevacs, so you have to be very, very careful with how and when you stim. You cannot waste your stim. You cannot waste it. You have to use it. You have to use it as effectively, as efficiently as possible when you get across the map. So for now, the mass marines are building up. In my mind, MMA, he should pull the boys with this. Like, it's all or nothing. Like, there's no macroing out of this, right? Like, there's no shot. And the map is large enough where your reinforcements are going to be heavily delayed anyway, so... Oh! He almost sees. Yeah, the Ling does try to slip by. So far, all these marines have been kept hidden. Overlord goes down. Spine Claw's on the way, Roachmon's on the way. DRG, he does realize something is wrong. And he sees lack of gases. Here we go, the boys are being pulled, let's go! The boys are being pulled. As we mentioned, I feel like this is the correct call to make. I would have loved to have seen the boys being pulled last game as well. But there's a TT, DRG, he did scouts. MMA, that's a crying face emoji. Not like this. But here we go, the queens have a nice concave, but remember, we are hitting pre-roaches. The roach warren is not done. This can work. This can work. There is no roach warren, but there is a spine. Yeah, it pulls back to the spine crawler. The spine's out of position. First queen does get targeted down. Clutch transfuse. Lings are trickling in. And does get a second queen. Yeah, it's going to be 2 queens falling. So far, decent damage here by MMA. Does drag back to the spine crawler. Do you like this? Yeah, I do like this here by DRG. Does try to transfuse. The boys are late to be pulled. And MMA, can he do it? Can he do it? He's going to get all the queens. Kills every queen. Kills the spine crawler as well. And again, this was a late scout by DRG. The roach one was too late as well. 3 roaches are being made. Too many marines. Yeah, there's too many marines here. DRG, it looks like he cannot deal with this. He's got a couple of roaches. Okay. He does have a handful of roaches. This army is overstimmed. DRG, can he survive? I feel like eventually he will kill this, but how many drones is he going to lose? Yeah, how many drones will fall? As it cleans up every marine, DRG, he's down to 35 workers, but he still has a worker lead. DRG with a grin on his face. He knows. He knows, Pappy, he knows. DRG, he holds. He does have the higher drone count. He saves his 3 bases. He did lose like 6 queens. Did have some hefty losses. He also roach one as well, but he survives. Sorry, 8 queens, not 6. Lost 8 queens, but he does survive. MMA behind this, now he expands. Double eBay's on the way. Third TC's on the way. We have Concussive Shell. We now have 1-1 upgrades. MMA, he's now trying to build up and work towards a longer game. Meanwhile, how does DRG adapt? How does he approach this? Does he expand in macro? Does he go for his own counter all-in to punish? And a counter Roach all-in would hit really, really hard. Why would that be? Why would that be the case? Because MMA has no factory and has no starports. He has no tank setup. Without defensive tanks, Roach all-ins hit insanely hard. Yeah, there it is. 9 Roaches. He knows how to play StarCraft. He's crazy. But this is the correct call. DRG, instead of droning, he's making 11 Roaches. 11 Roaches are on the way. DRG, he should build up, he should mass up, and he should punish MMA. Lings are coming for the backstab. They do catch reinforcements. Nice stepping there by MMA, but the boys are being pulled. SCVs are going down. They're losing 4 SCVs back at home. And DRG, he refuses to drone. He's going for the counter all-in. Here we go. As MMA does push onto creep. This is very dangerous. Very dangerous here. MMA, he has to get the hell out of here. Remember, there's no medevac. Thankfully, I believe there's no roach speed. So we got slow roaches chasing down the army. Nice arc, nice CranKy. Very nice there by MMA. As he does get out. Nicely done. Nice control. And DRG messing up his Ling Ravager. Oh, the factory is only being used to make a reactor, so there's not going to be any tanks. But alas, the Bio Army can still hold its own. It's going to be close. As DRG's moving in. Remember, there's no bunkers. And can DRG get a surround? Can he lock down the army? Yeah, trying to bait the army in. Again, the Lings are ready to pounce. Now he's going for it. Yeah, dust him in. You dust him forward. That's going to be, what, 2-3 Ravagers going down. Lings, they try to buffer, and the Marauders, they are holding their own. They're holding their own for the time being, but they are getting overstimmed. Jesus. Yeah, there's another stim. Lings, they slip into the mineral line. SCVs are going down. Nice control here by DRG. The picture-in-picture. Lings are dying. Sorry, SCVs are dying. 10 SCV kills. 12. Yeah, 12 SCVs go down. MMA, his economy is crippled. Again, nice multi-pronged harassment there by DRG. And now he commits in. Yeah, now he's committing in, pushing in towards the natural, biles into the mineral line. Boys are being pulled into the mass Zergling. Oof. As biles are connecting. And this is critical damage. This is just too much. It's far too much here. Lings, they collapse on the Marines. They collapse on the Marauders as well. And GG gets called. DRG, Dongrei Gu will claim the series 2-0. Claiming the Legends show match. GG. GG, well played. MMA with non-stop 2-base all-ins. Game 1, he went for a 7 racks 2-base all-in. It was crazy with, of course, 2 tanks off of his 1-1-1. Game 2, we saw a 4 racks mass stim all-in, or mass marine stim all-in, and it almost worked. Like, MMA, he was able to break into the natural. He killed 8 queens, but DRG had some really slick moves. Even though he had a late scout, he pulled back to the spine crawler. Again, they're both good friends. MMA, he was like, oh, I almost got you, puppy. I almost got you. He's like, But DRG, he pulled back to the spine crawler. He was able to pull the boys. He barely made 5 roaches towards the end, and with those roaches, he was able to barely pull off that defense, clean up the Marines, and hold and claim the series. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Dongrei Gu, and my condolences to MMA. My condolences, but I'm sure he had a lot of fun, and it's great to see him back after many years of retirement. GG. GG, well played. Much love to MMA, much love to DRG. Now, I will quickly say that my one criticism about this event that I would have loved to, I mean, it's difficult because it's a 2-day event. If we had 3 days, maybe we would have had a little bit more time. But for those that weren't here for day 1, it isn't just MMA and DRG. We had Innovation. We had Sue as well. And it feels like a little bit of a waste to bring on these legends of StarCraft for a single series. It's great that we had the best of 3. It's great. But personally, I would have loved either a round robin group between all of them, or even have some fun with it and have them like, yo, have a throwback. DRG and Sue Archon mode against MMA and Innovation, right? Like, have, like have some fun with them. I mean, like, how often are we going to see these guys play? Or even some 2v2s, which has been on the rise as of late as well. Maybe not the most serious of formats, but you know, again, this is meant to be a celebration, right? There's meant to be a celebration. This is not like the highest level of StarCraft when we bring them on. It's more of like a nostalgia fest, I should say. So I would have loved to have seen a little bit more use of these players that we haven't seen in a long time. Regardless, GG here to DRG. We have our interviews.
专业解说，那我们也是简单赛后采访一下。先来问一下 MMA 哦，刚刚比赛当中 DRG 对你使出了聊天流，哎，你感觉有没有干扰到你？
그 박수호 선수가 채팅력실에 했는데 혹시 경기력에 영향 간 거 있을까요?
그 시작 전에 제가 형이라고 좀 살살하라고 했는데 MMR 물어보니까 엄청 높더라고요. 그래서 오늘 한 게임만 이기자라는 생각으로 했는데 좀 실패했습니다.
其实开赛前我有给他说过，让他打得稍微下手轻一点，而且我有问过他的天梯积分分数很高，所以我今天的目标其实是打下一小局就可以了，但是不是很好打。
我们觉得主要问题是在你当年打职业的那个时候还没有火蟑螂。 哦，但你刚刚打的比赛是他出了火蟑螂的，你觉得这个有这个关键所在吗？
그 현역 선수 시절 때 괴멸충이란 유닛이 없었잖아요. 그때 그 버전에서는. 그래서 혹시 그 영향인 때문에 오늘 경기를 졌다고 생각하시나요?
위에서 뭐가 떨어지는데 뭔지 모르겠더라고요. 안 보여요. 그래가지고 피하지 못하겠더라고요.
他看到了从天而降的那一团火球，他都不知道是什么，然后就有点打的有点懵。
确实，因为 MMA 是一个非常早的，我们最早的 GSL 的冠军选手，所以他当年的那个时代还没有火蟑螂。哎呀，小吃一点亏。那我们这边问一下 DRG， 就是你在退役了一段时间之后，我们刚刚看到你的第一视角操作还是非常的流畅，能不能给我们分享一下有什么秘诀，保持退役之后依然有这么好的基本功？尤其是我们解说台上有一位解说非常想知道如何保持退役之后依然很好的基本功状态。
은퇴하고도 지금 폼 유지가 엄청 잘하고 컨트롤 되게 아까 컨트롤 하는 거 봤는데 엄청 잘하고 계신다 해요. 그래서 팬들이랑 해설자분한테 이 폼을 유지하는 비결이라든지 팁 같은 거 있을까요?
저구를 하면 근데 이게 배여가지고 어쩔 수가 없는 것 같아요. 네.
其实就是因为肌肉记忆已经刻在我的肌肉记忆里面了。
怪不得我们解说席上的那位只有脂肪记忆，他没有肌肉记忆。那我们这边也想问一下 DRG， 你刚刚在比赛当中给 MMA 打了个字，说你不是吕布。哎，我们想知道一下当时为什么想发这句话。
그 첫 경기 시작할 때 이신영 아니라고 채팅하셨잖아요. 혹시 무슨 생각하시고 그런 채팅했는지 알려줄 수 있을까요?
아니 빌드가 어제 신영이 쓴 거랑 비슷하게 하시더라고요. 근데 그 압박감이 너무 달라서 당신은 신영이가 아니다 그렇게 얘기했습니다.
其实看到开局就想到他好像是在模仿Innovation 的打法，但是给我的压迫感不是很大，所以我就告诉他你不是 Innovation。
啊，你不是吕布，但是确实两位选手给我们带来了非常精彩的一个比赛，也是复刻他们当年在2011年的那场对决，也是两个上演了巅峰对决。那我们这边也是有传奇选手的纪念奖章要送给他们，有请我们的工作人员上台为他们送上奖章，也希望我们现场的观众朋友们再一次把热烈的掌声送给他们。
Oh, they're getting their medals. Let's go.
好的，这也是属于我们两位传奇选手的传奇奖章，他们的星际传奇还在继续。那让我们稍事休息一下，一会儿回来。
GG, well played. Again, much love to both MMA and DRG. If there's anyone that does know Korean or Chinese in the chat, we would love some impromptu translations, but but regardless, GG, well played, congratulations, as DRG does claim the series 2-0 over MMA. And with that, that concludes our initial show match, but now it's time for the event to continue, or to begin. Now it's time for the main event here. Again, it is a 8-player invitational, 8-player single elimination bracket, and we have 4 players left. We have the semifinals getting ready for us here. We have Hero versus Solar, and we have Clem versus Rainer. Let's go, baby, let's go. These are going to be best of 5s. We also have another show match later on in the evening. After both semifinals conclude, we will have a best of 3 between Rogue and Oliveira. So we do have another show match ahead of us. Again, Oliveira also retired a couple of years ago. Rogue is still active, so in that series, I'm going to be favoring Rogue. It's I guess similar to this one, where MMA has been retired a lot longer and DRG only retired last year. Similar with Rogue and Oliveira, where, I mean, I say similar, it's a little bit different because Rogue is still an active player and Oliveira did retire over a year ago at this point. So more 2 years ago almost even. Jesus, it's been quite some time. It's been quite some time since Oliveira's retirement, so it might be a little bit lopsided, but regardless, it's going to be a lot of fun to see Oliveira compete once again. As a reminder, that'll be after the semifinals. After the semis, before the grand finals. For now, though, we're going to be cutting to a short break, cutting to a very short break, and when we come back, we'll have our next series. We'll have Hero versus Solar in that best of 5. See you soon. See you soon. Bye. See you soon.